This video is brought to you by Skillshare. Hello, I'm Cass. Welcome back to a brand new reading vlog where I will be reading a book that's been on my TBR for like 4 or 5 years. I don't even know, but it is one that my best friend absolutely adores, and she's actually almost done the series. So I thought, what perfect time to read it now, and also it gives me very spring vibes, and I think it's spring. Is it still winter? I don't even know, you guys. Like, days have just been blurring together. But if you know who my best friend is and you know what series she's been enjoying, then you know it is time for me to finally read Anne of Green Gables. This is a classic. I do believe it's technically like a children's novel classic. I could be so wrong, but we follow Anne and her adventure of growing up. She was an orphan, I believe, and basically adopted by a family who wanted a boy originally, but instead they got rambunctious little Anne. And like I said, Katie adores this series so much, and I've heard nothing but good things. And I've been wanting to read this series since I think 2021, 2022. Again, it's been so many years. I don't even know what year it is or what day it is or what time it is. So this is the most important book on the TBR, one that will dictate when this vlog ends. Basically, I'm not finishing this vlog until I finish Anne. In case you're wondering, this is also the Luxe collection, L-U-X-E collection. It's gorgeous. I got this as a gift from my brother a few years ago. To be fair, I asked for it. This wasn't just his choosing, but it's got these like gorgeous like foiled cover, and it's just so cute. I'm so excited, you guys. Like, I've wanted to pick up this book, but something always happens around March where either I'm in a reading slump or I'm super busy, which like I still am, but I just feel like this is the year for me to read Anne, just to hopefully fall in love with her story as much as Katie has. Another book that I want to pick up is Two Can Play by Hazelwood. This is a novella. I just realized I have no idea what this is about, and I don't have a copy on me, so I can't even tell you, but when I figure out what it is about, I will tell you. I think it's about some gamers. This cover is so cute. I actually have the audiobook for it, and I think it's like about 4 hours long, so, you know, light work, quite frankly, at 2 times speed. I don't know how exactly I'll feel about this. Hazelwood has this habit of writing some really fun novels, but when it comes to novellas, it's kind of been hit or miss with her. Regardless though, I am excited to read this one. I will probably tell you what it is about after I read it as well, because I don't think I'll do like a midway update. Maybe I will, maybe I'll surprise you. I don't know, but there's not too many updates I can make when it comes to like a novella, because by time I'm like in the thick of it, it's over. The next book on my TBR is one that I probably will not finish in this vlog. That would be incredible if I did, but guys, I don't think it's happening. And that is A Clash of Kings by George R.R. Martin, aka Game of Thrones, Book 2. My friend gifted this copy for my birthday, and I love these editions so much. My friend Manu and I are buddy reading them together, and we finished one, and it took us 3 months. Well, our original goal was to read like one every single month. We have accepted that we were crazy for even thinking that we could do that. So I finally had my audiobook hold come in on Libby, and she also kindly gifted me this copy. So I thought it was high time that we dive into book 2, because things ended off very, very wild at the end of book 1. Political turmoil is at its peak. Things are happening. Cliffhangers have been set. I'm just so excited to see how this series continues. Obviously, it's, you know, an unfinished series, so I can't get too excited about finding out how the series, you know, ends. But regardless, I'm excited to experience this adventure once again, and buddy reading it has been delightful so far, even if it does take us like 3 times as long to read as we think it does. So yes, that will be a book that I will be picking through in this vlog. I'll be giving you updates, but I don't think, you guys, that I'm going to finish this. If I do, it will be considered a miracle. So miracles can happen, but are they common? No. And then the last and final book is actually a manga. I've made it my goal that in every single vlog I'm going to read a manga, whether that be continuing on a series or starting a new series. And in this case, I will be starting a new series, but just reading the first volume. Anyways, Delicious in Dungeon is one that I have seen everywhere, and I think it gained its popularity maybe like a year or 2 ago, and I'm like always behind on the times, so I'm excited to finally see what's up. It's a dungeon crawl, one can assume, and I guess they eat the monsters? I haven't really dived into much about what this book is about either, but I'm constantly seeing the love for Delicious in Dungeon as well as a lot of art for it. It was very, very popular. Again, I don't know if it was, I don't know how long ago. I think there's also an anime out for it as well, and I'm trying to get back into my anime kick. If you don't know, one of my New Year's resolution was to watch more anime. And I killed it, knocked it out of the park, if you will. The first 2 weeks of January, I watched more anime in those 2 weeks than I have in my entire life up until that point. And then I had a snag and I haven't watched a single episode of anime since. So I want to rectify that and get back into my anime groove. And this one is on my list, but in the meantime, I will be reading volume 1. So that is my little, not very little, but my TBR for you guys. A very interesting selection of books, come to think of it. We have a classic, we have a high fantasy, we have a manga, and we have a romance novella. So we are spreading across all genres. And it's going to be a little chaotic, most likely, but regardless, I hope you guys enjoy it, and I hope I enjoy these books. But we are going back in time, as I love to do in so many of my vlogs, because this past weekend I had my second ever gymnastics competition. If you don't know, I used to be a competitive gymnast as a child, and then 1 decade later, I am back into competing as an adult for fun with a bunch of my friends, and we had our second competition. It was called All Handstands on Deck, which was so fun. We're in Florida, so everything is very like Florida related, which I love it. Even our team is called the Flip Flops, which I don't know. I love like silly, cheesy things like that, okay? I get immense joy out of that. And I am really proud of how I did once again, so I wanted to share those clips with you all. And also, I like being able to look back on them too. So I am also forcing you to watch me do my flips and my flops. So hopefully you guys enjoy, and then I will of course come back at you when I have an update. I do not know what book I'm going to start. I don't know anything. You guys, my life has been so chaotic, and I thought the chaos would start to settle down, but I am also a flight attendant and I was basically on leave for a while. But then they're forcing me to come back, which is fine. Again, I like the money, but it's just very, very busy and very chaotic, especially with the weather and being on reserve and just the lack of, any control over my life when I am a flight attendant. And on top of that, I am also an idiot because, you guys, I applied for this anime convention. I'm also an artist. I have so many hats, you guys. Hi, welcome if you're new. I'm so sorry. The chaos is just me. I applied for an anime convention back in August, you guys. August of last year. I totally forgot that I applied for it because they waitlisted me in November. Again, I was like, oh, a waitlist is basically rejection. Forgot about it. But then I had an anime convention at the end of February, beginning of March, called SwampCon. It went so well. I was like, that was so much fun. I have like a list of shows I want to apply for, but I thought I'd have a couple more months to add some more products to my shop and like get myself resettled and then do another convention. But yeah, so WeebCon in Texas accepted me. Did I mention that I live in Florida? I actually just sorted out my housing situation, so that's good, you guys, but I now have to also prepare for another anime convention when I thought I'd have, a couple months to do that. So I have 2 weeks. So, yay! I think life just likes me in a perpetual state of stress. So all of that is to say, I don't know what book I am starting with. I am flying by the seat of my pants and my mood. So whatever I feel like starting with, I will read. But I will come back with you when I have an update for you guys. Between all the gymnastics, all the traveling, all of the chaos in my life, I've been looking to pick up a new hobby that is like relaxing. And luckily, that's where today's sponsor, Skillshare, comes in. Cross stitch is a hobby that has been described as relaxing, and I thought I'd actually take a leaf out of Katie's book and cross stitch some lettering for a journal spread. And with the help of Charlotte Raby's Beginner Guide to Cross Stitch, I did just that. Diving into a new hobby is always exciting because you never know how they'll go. You may discover your undying love for cross stitch, or you may learn that your attention span for each stitch has you forgetting where you are and what direction your stitches are going. I'll let you guess which one was me. The classes, though, were so easy to follow and so well structured. They're taught by world-class creatives and industry professionals. It truly is the perfect place to pick up a skill or find a new hobby, and especially with the world and the internet being overrun by AI slop, Skillshare is a place where real people are teaching real people. So if you want to reconnect with your creativity, the first 500 people to click on the link in the description or scan the QR code will get 1 month free trial of Skillshare. I want to thank Skillshare for sponsoring this video, and of course I want to thank all of you for supporting my channel. Without all of you, I wouldn't be able to put out videos like these. morning, you guys. Today is officially the second day of spring. I wanted to vlog on the first day of spring because I thought it'd be perfect, but work called me for a trip. Other thing, my hair, I know it looks a little funky. I have a gymnastics competition today, so we have a little poof bun situation happening. This is not how I normally just, wake up and do my hair. I have some really exciting reading updates for you guys. And I'm going to talk about Anne of Green Gables first because I did finally start it, and then I will talk about a couple other books as well. It has been so many years since I put this on my TBR. It has been so long, so very long, and so many of you as well. Every time I mention Anne, because I put on my TBR like every year, you guys are like hyping me up to hurry up and read it and saying that I'm going to love it. And I was a little apprehensive, okay? I'm not huge on classics. I really hit or miss for me. Like sometimes I'm like, yes, I'm having a fun time. And then a lot of the times I'm like, okay, this is happening. Miss Anne though, I could not put this down. I am on page, let's see, 142, chapter 21, which is a new departure in flavorings. Anne is delightful, and so many of you have told me that she is and one of your favorite characters and what have you, and I didn't fully understand that until I started reading. And it's a bloody delight, you guys. She is so much fun, so full of life. Like, I can't help but like smile and laugh and be happy while reading this book. And honestly, I think all of us could be a little bit more like Anne when it comes to viewing the world and viewing the things that occur in our life. Anne, who is an orphan and was adopted by Marilla and Matthew Colbert, but they were expecting a little boy, not a little girl. So honestly, they were gonna send her back. They were like, we needed like a boy to help around the house and do some chores and what have you. They end up really enjoying Anne's company, begrudgingly at first, because again, they're not expecting a girl. They're not expecting someone like Anne who just says everything that is on her mind, real or imagined. She is spouting She's spouting all the nonsense, and I am so here for it. She also has such a quick temper. Oh my gosh, there was a scene where she was at school and she literally bashed someone over the head with her slate. And I'm like, iconic, what a queen. But she was standing up for herself. So 10 out of 10. Love her. This really is one of those books that people will tell you you will love, and that Anne is a delight, but you won't fully understand it until you read it. You can hear all about her and hear about how amazing her personality is and just how fun this book is to read. But like to truly get it, like you do have to read it. And I am having the best time ever, quite frankly, and I'm so happy that I'm loving this. After we met Anne, I could not put this book down. Truly, she's such a delight, you guys. And she is the biggest yapper I've ever seen. She will literally go on tangents that last like half a page to a full page. There's been so many moments where Marilla finds herself agreeing with the things that Anne says, or finding herself interested in the rambles that Anne is having. And then she like catches herself and she's like, Anne, hold your tongue. It's just, she's such a delight. She's so dramatic in the best way possible. And again, I think a lot of us should have more of a view of the world like Anne. One of my favorite quotes, actually, there's been a few quotes that I've really enjoyed, but one of my favorite quotes was when she was on her way from the orphanage with Matthew, newly adopted, and she was asking all of these questions and wanting to know all of these answers. And she asks like how the roads turn red, and Matthew goes like, I have no idea. And she goes, well, that is one thing to find out. Isn't it splendid to think of all the things there are to find out? It just makes me feel glad to be alive. It's such an interesting world. It wouldn't be half so interesting if we knew all about everything, would it? There'd be no scope for imagination then, would there? Oh my gosh. You guys, seriously, I'm like having a blast. I did not want to put this down. I did put it down for I could give you like an update, a halfway update. There has been so much going on, and honestly, we're just following Anne as she comes to terms with living like more of a normal life, obviously, when she was in the orphanage and her growing up. She actually had a very tragic early childhood. So she's now 11, and seeing her blossom and make friends and make frenemies and just get to live her life without needing to care for others or be abused in any way has just been, it's a delight, you guys. And I'm gonna put this down because I feel like all I'm gonna say is how fun this book is. So hopefully take this as your sign to pick up Anne, because I cannot believe that I waited this long. I can believe it, actually, but I am annoyed that I did wait this long. But it's finally happening, you guys, so it's fine. I did finish Two Can Play by Ali Hazelwood, which was a novella audiobook I listened to in like a couple hours because it was only like 4 hours long total. I liked this one. It was okay. I give it a 4 stars. It wasn't like the best book ever. This is one of those novellas that I wish were a longer novel, because I feel like it would have been really interesting to explore more of Viola and Jack's like chemistry and also like how they work together and such. I don't think I told you what this one was about. I think I couldn't remember, quite frankly, but we're following Viola and Jack, and they both work for video game companies, and they have the opportunity to work on an adaptation for a book, which happens to be Viola's like favorite series. However, the problem is there are 2 companies in the running, and they actually want them to work together, but there's a lot of animosity between these 2 companies. So the big company, I guess, who's like hiring them, sends them away on a ski trip to basically like get along and prove that they can work together and not, you know, fall into their typical drama and bickering. And it's going rough at the beginning, and then like slowly the team comes together and what have you. But Viola has been pining after Jack for years, has a huge crush on him, except for a few years earlier, Jack did something that kind of rubbed Viola the wrong way, and she's like, no, I'm gonna have respect for myself, and we are moving on. It is very much so classic Ali Hazelwood in the fact that, you know, character pines after other character, but then it turns out that other character has been pining all along, and it feels like all her other books, she has her formula and she writes what she knows. And I kind of am here for it. Like, they're not the best books you'll ever read, but they're just a fun time. And I wish that, again, we had this book be a novel instead of just a novella, because I find the video game industry very interesting, and I think it would have been really, really cool to see, again, Viola and Jack's dynamic as they develop this video game together. Because, right, they're on this like ski lodge trip, so we're not seeing them in their typical settings. We're seeing them almost in like vacation mode. Therefore, seeing them in their normal like domesticated life and their like working life and finding that balance, I think would have been really interesting. But it's just a very like classic Ali Hazelwood book. There's not much to complain about, especially when it comes to novellas. Like, obviously the romance is going to develop very, very quickly, and then you're going to get like a bunch of spicy scenes at the end because there's only so many pages. So I wish we got more conversations and more like yearning and what have you. But again, this is a novella and it was very short, but it was a good time. I did, however, start reading Problematic Summer Romance, also by Ali Hazelwood, and I was like, same book, different font, different location. We have Maya, who has been lusting after Connor for years, maybe not lusting, yearning, lusting, what have you, over Connor for years, and apparently there's some sort of animosity between them, and they have to like come to terms with the fact. It literally feels like the exact same plot. But you know what? I'm having a fun time. I'm reading it on my phone right now, and I am on chapter 12, page 242 of 834, again, on the ebook. It's fine. It takes place in Italy. I actually prefer the snowy, like, ski lodge setting to Two Can Play. I'm not a big, like, beach summer sort of vibe. I don't know. I love the winter. I love the fall. I love like the coziness aspect. But I get it, you know. A lot of people love the Italy summer, what have you. So I don't know if we're gonna get just like a summer fling or if we're actually gonna like delve into a relationship. I also didn't realize that this was part of the Not in Love series, and I hated Not in Love. But I'm honestly not finding like too many issues right now with Maya and Connor. Again, I'm not super far into it. It's just reading like a very classic Ali Hazelwood book at this point. I think the biggest thing keeping Connor and Maya apart is an age gap, which honestly, like, to each their own. I feel like once you get to a certain age, like, age gaps are like fine to a certain extent, you know? So I think it's really obvious why like Connor has been not necessarily giving Maya the cold shoulder necessarily, but kind of pushing her away a little bit and trying to like create boundaries. I think it's just because she is significantly younger than him. That's another one that I started. I wasn't planning on starting it, but when I'm on work trips, I will be picking up pretty much anything under the sun that's available on Libby when I don't have a book on my phone to read. So that's that. And then I also did briefly start A Clash of Kings. I am a whopping 22 pages in. I've read one chapter. I ended up borrowing it on Libby as well, and I was reading it on my phone. It's just not a book to read on my phone, I've learned. Not a huge fan of that. I like the audiobook, I like listening to the audiobook, but if I'm gonna actually like read it, I'm going to pick up the book physically. It's just one of those books. I don't know. I don't like reading high fantasy on my phone. My phone very much so is reserved for contemporary romances for the most part. I couldn't do it. So I read one chapter just to say that I have started the series. So that is the start of my updates for all of these books. Things are heading in a very good direction. I have been having a grand time, and I'm so happy that I'm starting this vlog off on a positive note and just utterly obsessed with Anne. And I'm so glad that I finally got to update you if I can finish Anne, because I held off on finishing the book. I could have finished it yesterday on my work trip, but I was like, no, I want to do an update, give them my thoughts before I binge through the rest of the book. So there are my updates. The next bit of B-roll you will see will be for my gymnastics meet today. So sorry that you're seeing back-to-back competitions, but this will be the last bit of gymnastics in this vlog. Sorry, I'm not trying to just like bombard you with sports, but it's just kind of how it's going. And then I will come back with you with a little bit of update. But actually right now, I'm going to MegaCon. I met up with Julianne the other day for lunch, and she had an extra badge, and she so kindly gifted it to me because I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to make it. And then I was like, okay, I could, but like my competition's at 3, and I'm like, I don't want to pay a bunch of money just to spend like 3 hours at the con and like pay for parking. It's like a whole ordeal. But she ended up giving me the badge, and I was like, okay, it's like not that far away from my house. I can like pop over there. There's actually a bunch of artists there that I'm so excited to meet. We have Kelsey Kishi Draws, Volcana, Sundrop Studios, Anna, and then Lelani Art Geek, who's actually the one who not told me personally, but like she had like a YouTube vlog about SwampCon, which is how I discovered that, and that was my first Artist Alley. So all of these people, including Julianne, actually have been like very, very essential and pivotal in like my research for Artist Alley and like my Artist Alley journey. So I'm really excited to meet them. I have some maps and like wrote a little note and stuff that I'm going to give to them. So I'm very excited about that, but I'm actually running late because it took me so long to do my hair because I don't do my hair very often, and I was fighting with it so much this morning. So I am running a little bit late, so I'm going to go ahead and wrap up this update to head over there, and I will see you probably later tonight.
Let's go, Cass! Let's go, Cass!
Hello, you guys. I am back from my best competition of the season. I am still blown away by all of my scores. I did so well, and I'm so freaking proud of myself. And I finally didn't fall on the balance beam, and I connected my back walkovers, which are something that I just decided to do 2 weeks ago after competing a cartwheel and falling and deciding that I hate cartwheels. So that is my gymnastics update for you guys. I literally just walked through the door, unloaded my bags. I don't even remember all of my scores. I know I put them in the video so I can reference them and you can reference them and stuff. But I also went to MegaCon this morning, which I think I spoke about because I think I vlogged this morning. God, that feels like forever ago. I don't have any reading updates. I will have some reading updates for you tonight. I'm actually going to go run to Barnes & Noble and pick up myself a book as a little treat. I'm not sure what book. Some book is going to be speaking my name. And I'm going to, pick it up as a little treat because even though I spent an obscene amount of money in the artist alley today, I got to get myself a little post gymnastics treat. And I skipped going to team dinner today, as did a couple other girls, but I have to be at the airport tomorrow at 7 in the morning, so I have to be up at 6, so I just didn't feel like eating, and then everyone usually gets a little drink, and I'm like, you know what? I kind of want to go home and just read Anne of Green Gables, like the nerd that I am. So that's what I decided to do with my time, but I wanted to do a little artist alley haul because you guys, I bought so much. I always do this to myself. I literally black out an artist alley and then suddenly all the cash in my wallet is gone. All right, I feel like I'm gonna need 2 hands for this. So I'm gonna clip you to my lapel here and we're gonna literally jump right in because I have so much art to show you guys. Okay, the first thing is actually from JYK Doodles, who I actually know from YouTube. I've watched her videos and such, which is really cool. Her packaging is adorable. I got this little microfiber sleeve with all the different devil fruit, which I really love. I've been trying to be more responsible with my glasses because they are so scraped up, and every time I fly they also get really disgusting, so picked up a cute little microfiber, which was fun. And then the rest are stickers and artwork. And guys, there's so many. And also I got to meet so many artists that I know from online. We're now art mutuals on socials, which is very exciting. I got to gift some of my maps as well to them. So it was just an amazing day, an amazing experience. Yeah, guys, I bought so much art. I'm looking at it, I'm like, oh my God. Okay, so starting off with Inkwell Illustrations Dustin, I picked up one of his prints. I bought a bunch from him back at Dragon Con, and this is one of his newer ones. And Dustin honestly sets the bar for how I want art prints to feel, because it's this is some sturdy paper. I love good quality paper. I sell really high quality paper. It's a heavy cardstock on hemp, and I like the texture and I like the thickness of it, and I just love a good quality piece of paper. There's some that I really like the artwork, and then I bought it and they gave it to me and it was printed on photo paper, and it makes me irrationally angry. It shouldn't, but it does. So love Dustin's work. Always impressed. I don't have the artist for all of these. Again, there's so many, you guys. There's so many. If I do know the artist, I'll try to pop it up on the screen, or if you guys have any questions, I can try to hunt down which artist it was from. But for example, this is the new Pokemon, and guys, I love him so much. Will I cave to play Winds and Waves? Will I cave and buy the Switch 2? Give me 8 years. That's typically the delay between me buying a console. I think it took me 8 years to buy the 3DS, and I think it took me 6 or 7 years to finally get a Switch. Maybe it didn't take me that long on the Switch, but I haven't played any of the recent Pokemon games. But Brout, this little guy, I'm obsessed. I don't know if you guys have seen all the memes and stuff like that. It's so funny, and I love this little man. He's so funny. I love it. I'm obsessed. This is from Jess Hart's art. I do know that because she has her sticker on here, which is very nice. And also, she was my booth neighbor at SwampCon, and she was at MegaCon for the first time. And I actually didn't get to peruse her art at all at SwampCon. And I think this is maybe from Critical Role or something. I don't know. I just really liked the character design, and I have learned that I'm a sucker for anything with foiling on it. And she looked like a badass, so I got it. And it was shiny. I literally am like a freaking dragon when it comes to shiny things. I'm like, ooh, I need that. I want to do something foily on my maps. I think that'd be really cool, especially to do Lord of the Rings, having the Shire and foil and maybe the border. I think that would be kind of fun. And, the Lonely Mountain with the dragon. Ugh. Guys, I need to draw Lord of the Rings so bad. Don't yell at me. I know it's on my list. Oh, sorry. The quality of this paper is really good too. Don't know where this is from. She actually primarily sells pins, but I love the Koroks so much. And it was shiny. Super duper cute. Ugh, love it, love it, love it. Oh my gosh. Okay, this one. So I gotta like unpackage all of these as well so we can properly see them. This is Ria from Gachi Akuta. Literally, I could not find fan art of Ria or hardly any Gachi Akuta. I know it's like a more recent, like popular anime, and so I guess like not everyone's like in the know. But I spotted this and it was shiny and she looked like a badass and I needed it. So that's what I did. I bought it. So love, 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 love her. And it was like the last row. I basically went and like spotted all of the girls that I wanted to meet and say hello to. So I did like a little search for all of them, and then I went and I literally went like up and down the artist alley, and then I was like, I have no more cash in my wallet, and I had just hit the last row and my alarm went off to leave to go to the competition, so it all worked out perfectly, which was phenomenal. I got a little sticker sheet as well from, they don't have, oh no they do, Faded Scribe. It was just like slimes with some weapons. It was cute, and I was like, I'll use that in my journal at some point probably. This I bought from Kelsey Kishi, who I actually did get to meet. I was really bad about like asking any of them for photos. I was just like, hi, here's a present. So nice to meet you. Okay, bye. Oh well, hopefully one day I'll see them on the con circuit. This one, sorry, this is one of the ones on the photo paper, and it like, sorry, it just makes me irrationally angry. Like the artwork is stunning. Okay, this is gorgeous. But I know this cost you like 5 cents to print. And it pisses me off because again, I think I spent like $30 on this, right? Because it's like an 11 by 17. Guys, it's so thin. I probably could just like barely rip it. Sorry. Again, irrationally angry about photo paper. It's fine. It's just like the little things that annoy you when you're an artist and you know like my price per print is more expensive, so I don't make like as much of a profit on it, and like especially like some with foil and stuff, I know like the profit margins are smaller, so people charge more. But if you're gonna be charging $30 for a digital art piece like this, at least give it some GSM, guy. Like this is, sorry, yeah, that was the one that like pissed me off the most. I'm like, okay, I bought a few that were like small, but they were like $5. I'm like, okay, that's reasonable. But I bought one, it was like 10, and it was photo paper. And I'm like, okay, guys, really? Sorry. Not to call out any artists, but kind of calling out some artists. Like their artwork is stunning, and I follow them on Instagram and stuff. But guys, give me some GSM. Anyways, this is another artist, phenomenal. She draws with pencil and then colors digitally, which I thought was gorgeous. And it's shiny. Guys, I'm such a sucker for some shiny stuff. I learned that about myself. I did. This is another one that's on just photo paper here. Not to call out the artist, but again, give me some GSM, all right? Ah, and then this was from, drawn by Ivy, a little Rhea sticker. Ah, she's so cute. Is it Rhea Raya? I might be saying her wrong, but I actually saw her drawing this in one of her vlogs, and I was like, oh, I need that. And I totally forgot about it, and then I saw it, I was like, yes, I need this. I'm so excited. She's gonna be going in my journal somewhere, probably. She's just such a cutie. I love her. This is a really cool one. It's Items of the Wild. I thought the concept of the print was really cool with all the different like items laid out like this. Have I ever played Breath of the Wild? No, but big Zelda fan, even if I suck at video games and haven't played them. It is on my bucket list, you guys. One of these days, it will happen. Another little sticker. This one has all the little grass type Pokemon. And I'm actually a grass type Pokemon trainer myself. When I choose my starter, I always choose grass regardless of design. I just started it when I was a kid, and yep, I have been consistent since. One Piece, we know we're addicted to One Piece. She's in her One Piece era, and the colors on this, guys, phenomenal. I was obsessed with how they did the ocean and the clouds, and I actually have one other piece of artwork on my wall from them that I bought like 4 or 5 years ago, I want to say, and I recognized, it's Savvy it looks like. I recognized their work when I was looking through their portfolio, and I was like, oh, I have the Air Temple of yours, so excited to add more in this like blue and pink and purple, and oh, it's gorgeous, gorgeous. And then we have this one here, which is just some black and white ink work. We got chatting about, you know, doing black and white because that is what my artwork is. So always love to see a fellow ink artist. I loved this picture of Nami with Luffy's hat on. I thought it was so cute. And from that same artist, I also got Rudo as well. I just thought it was a cutie. So nabbed that up. I got this as a gift for my friend. I was looking at this guy's booth and I was like, ooh, I like really like how he has his booth set up. But then I saw all the cats and stuff. I was like, oh, my friend would love this, and her birthday's coming up. And this just reminds me of one of her cats. Oh my gosh, my girl Nami. Love Nami. This is from Mulcana. Cutie little sticker. And then she also gave me, there's like a couple little bonus stickers that I got in here from some of the girls that I met. Like this one's from Mulcana, this one's from Kelsey Kishi. Just some cutie little stickers that got thrown in here. This one actually, so Paul Simic, I'll pop it up on the screen, but he has Lord of the Rings, The Shire, and a Game of Thrones map that he has drawn with Game of Thrones. No, actually both. Game of Thrones and the Lord of the Rings map have every location. He said he read the entire series and like annotated it, which is insane because even like I don't do that when it comes to actually like researching for my maps. However, he does draw digitally and that makes it a little easier to add all the locations because you can make the font as tiny as you can versus like me physically writing out all the titles. I can only write so small. So I did pick up this small print from him, and I actually need to message him because the Wi-Fi wasn't working and we were trying to follow each other on socials because I love encountering map makers in the wild. I literally become the biggest geek. I'm always like, oh my gosh, fellow map maker, hello. How does it feel to be crazy and draw things that take so bloody long? But it is just gorgeous, like close up of the Shire. I already have a Lord of the Rings like map of like Middle Earth, so it was nice to get just like a close up of the Shire, and I'm just obsessed with his art style. And I probably might cave if I ever see him again and get his Game of Thrones as well. But he was sold out. He said he sold out on like day one. And as someone who is reading Game of Thrones, obviously you guys know that and loving it. I'm really excited to create my own rendition. I already have a couple ideas for like borders and the compass and things like that. So excited to make that, bring that into existence, if you will. It was shiny, guys, and it had my girl Nami. They had like a whole like biker gang collection, and I thought it was so fun. It was such a cute concept. And when I saw it was shiny and it said wanted, I was like, wanted, yes, I want it. Love my girl Nami. You have, God, I bought so much art, you guys. I'm like, we're still going. I still have so much. I'm trying to go as quickly as I can because I know a lot of people maybe don't enjoy art hauls. So I'm trying to be speedy with it. This was from Lilani Art Geek. This is Rora Zorro with some boba. Can you see that? Yeah. Lilani was one that actually had vlogged about SwampCon. So I told her basically like, I wouldn't have known about SwampCon without you. And it was like a really cool experience and like what have you. And she was the first person that I talked to as well. Such a lovely, lovely, lovely start to the day. This was from Anna from Sundrop Studios. I bought these, which I have been eyeing for so long because I've watched her channel for a long time. So I got this soju here. Love this. This whiskey, which I love. If you don't know, I'm a big whiskey drinker. Love me some whiskey sour. I'm sure that was not your first guess as to what my drink of choice was, but I hate tequila. Vodka's not a fan, and whiskey it is for me. Love me some whiskey. And she was so sweet. Oh my gosh, we were talking so much. I think I talked to her the longest, quite frankly, and we probably would have kept talking, but I tried to be polite with like everyone's time. I went early for the crowds weren't as bad, but once the crowd started picking up, I was like, thank you for your time. Like, I don't want to take up too much of it because obviously I don't want to have any of them like miss out on any sales because they're yapping with me versus, you know, making sales. So I tried to be very conscientious of that and like skedaddle as quickly as I could, but still spend the time to actually talk to them. And then Julianne, bless her, God, she's such a sweetie. She never lets me buy shit from her, but like I've been supporting her since, God, like before she was even like literally at the beginning of her shop, like before she even had the shop, I was watching her channel. I want to say like 2019 and like 2,000 subscribers and like years I have been supporting her, commissioning her, but she doesn't take my money at cons anymore. And I'm always like, girl, like let me give you a 20. She's like, no. But anyways, I got this little print of Gumi. Guys, Gumi is my favorite of all her little peppers. He's just me. He is just so emotional and I love him. And I've been so like busy and I've not kept up with like anyone's shop launches. So when I saw this, I was like, how did I miss this? Oh my gosh. She also gave me her bookmarks, which you guys actually might adore, obviously as readers, but they have a bookshelf on the back so you can like track your recent reading, which I think is really fun. And then we have Fizzle, in his little library. So fun. I cannot wait to use these. They're such cuties. Oh my gosh. No, I'm obsessed with these. And then I got 2 stickers. Love, 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 love these. And then I got this sticker sheet as well. I love like the lily of the valley. And again, didn't know about this one. The umbrellas are frogs, you guys. How can I not be obsessed with that? Okay, that's it for the haul, you guys. I tried to talk so fast, but still show off the art. Again, if you have any questions and I didn't like tag any of the artists, let me know. I can try to hunt them down. Yeah, it was such a fun experience to go to MegaCon, and I was only there for a few hours, and then I dipped it out of there because I was like, I need to go compete. And guys, I'm like still blown away by like how good I did at this competition. It did help that my crush was there, you guys. So maybe I just performed really well for him. I don't know. But regardless, I actually am going to go to Barnes & Noble to pick up a little book. I don't know what book. We'll give a little haul, but I'll probably come like straight back with you with an update tonight after I've read a little bit more of Anne. Hopefully I can finish it off, and then maybe I will read the manga. We'll see. I don't know. But I'm going to stop yapping and I will come back with you when I have an actual reading update. But I hope you enjoyed this like speed round art hole. Good evening. It is just about midnight, and I thought that I was going to be able to finish Anne of Green Gables, but I am like falling asleep while reading it, which makes me so sad. I have like 50 or so pages left. I think under 50 pages actually. Like, look at all that progress, you guys. So, we're nearly to the end, but I don't want to miss any of the details. I'm just so tired. I don't know why I thought I could stay up and finish this because I have to be up at like 5:30 tomorrow to get ready to go to work. So, yeah, I wanted to give a little update though before I finish Anne. I am on page 199, which is chapter 30. So I made it about 9 chapters in tonight. I had so many other things that I was trying to get done before work tomorrow. So that slowed me down a little bit to actually like sitting down and starting to read this book. But I read a gorgeous, gorgeous description of autumn. And even though it is now spring, I wanted to share it with you because, it just made me feel like it was autumn and I was living for it. It was actually the beginning of chapter 24. It was October again when Anne was ready to go back to school, a glorious October, all red and gold, with mellow mornings when the valleys were filled with delicate mists as if the spirit of autumn had poured them in for the sun to drain. Amethyst, pearl, silver, rose, and smoke blue. The dews were so heavy that the fields glistened like cloth of silver, and there were such heaps of rustling leaves in the hollows of many stemmed woods to run crisply through. Gorgeous. Like I said, there have been a lot of really like gorgeous descriptions in this book, and Anne continues to be an absolute delight. She is 13 now. She's a teenager, and I think something else that I just like adore about this book is the fact that you get to see these characters find joy in very like simple things. Around this time, kids kind of had to entertain themselves, which we find Anne doing quite a bit, running into her imagination and coming up with all sorts of fun stories. And I love how her parents are also getting more used to and accepting of her long rambling speeches and her sometimes silly little ways. But nowadays I feel like children's lives are filled with too much access to the internet. So it's just so delightful and heartwarming to read about a simpler time in life. Obviously, like life for us was simpler as children for the most part. And so getting to read about, obviously like a child who again grew up in a simpler time, it's just so refreshing. It's like she gets to find so much joy in the little things, and I think that is a message that I want to continue to carry into my life about finding joy in the small things and just being grateful for the things you do have in your life. Like, she was so excited to host her friend for tea, and they got to pretend like they were adults and they were being so cordial and how do you do? And then Anne got invited to tea by one of her teachers, and she was so excited and so nervous, and she wanted to do everything proper and well and be respectful, and just little
tidbits like that. It's just such a simple thing, like having company over. And yet, at the time, it was such like a big deal. You're hosting them and you pull out your fine china and you serve them the best dishes that you possibly can make for them. And just getting to read about simple things. And the story truly is just exploring Anne through her childhood. Yet it contains so many lessons and tidbits to take away in your own life that is just so heartwarming. It's such a heartwarming story, you guys. Like, I'm. I'm just so happy reading this book. And it was honestly the best way I could have capped off this entire day because it has been a phenomenal day. I got to meet amazing artists in the morning and I got to support so many small businesses and I have so many more art prints to hang on my wall. I got to compete with all of my friends and we all did so well and had so much fun. And then I got to come home and cozy up. I bought myself sushi and ice cream to celebrate, as well as I bought myself a book. And that is how I capped off my night. Oh, I was going to haul the book that I ended up buying. I ended up buying Ship of Magic by Robin Hobb. I read Assassin's Apprentice a couple years ago for Wyverns and Words, which was Katie and I's book club. And I'm not quite sure if I didn't enjoy it because it was a book club book and we kind of waited until the last minute to read it. And then I had to kind of rush through and had to read it when I wasn't really like fully in the mood. I don't know if that's the reason I didn't enjoy Assassin's Apprentice or if I just wasn't a big fan of Fitz. It could be also a 2-for-1 combo, and both of those things could be a problem. However, I have had enough of basically fighting myself to read the trilogy because every time I think about it, I'm like, ugh, I really don't want to. I would love to just skip into Ships of Magic. And then I was like, I have full autonomy over my own reading habits. I can jump into Ship of Magic and be fine. I posted that on Instagram, and some of you guys were not happy with me, and you let your opinions be known. But I'm so sorry, you guys. I want to enjoy Robin Hobb, and I think this particular trilogy in the series is the series I am most likely to enjoy. And I don't want two other books and a reread of the first book, because I hardly remember it, to get in the way of a story with boats. And you guys know how I feel about boats. And if you don't know, I love boats. So I picked this up and I really want to start this like now. But I think reading this and Game of Thrones at the same time would be kind of wild. However, crazier things have been done. So never say never. I might bring this book with me because I am on call at the airport tomorrow. I have airport standby. So I go to the airport and I sit for a 6-hour block and they will potentially call me to work a trip. Any like last minute call outs, I'm there to fill in that position. So I always like to bring a variety of options for entertainment for myself because I don't know if I'm going to be gone for one day. I don't know if I'm going to be gone for 4. So I like to bring a little bit of work, a little bit of books, a lot of bit of books, but I will be bringing Anne for sure because I really, really want to finish that up. I will also be packing Delicious in Dungeon because I want to read this manga as well. So that will be fun. Kind of like a hefty selection of books to pack in my bag, but I think it's fun. Although it's funny though, because a lot of the times I do end up just reading straight off my phone because it's the most convenient thing to pull out. However, you know what's the most convenient thing about this particular copy of Anne? Is this ribbon bookmark. I am actually obsessed with ribbon bookmarks. I never thought I would be because in my bullet journal, I don't like using them. They annoy me for some reason. But in the book, oh my gosh, the convenience, it's truly unmatched. Anyways, I'm now talking about ribbon bookmarks, and therefore I fear I must go to bed because I think that's the cap, you guys. She's talking about ribbon bookmarks and how exciting they are. We're done. We're done for tonight, okay? But yeah, that's my little update. I will come back with you when I properly finish Anne, even though that's what I said last time. But I truly mean it this time. But regardless, I will update you when I am back home from a trip or from the airport and when I have done some more reading.
Gosh, guys, I have so many updates for you. I, first off, really love how my journal page turned out. I think the font is so cute with the little cross stitch pattern on it. Ugh, obsessed. I finished Anne the other day at the airport. I didn't get called for a trip, which was very exciting for me, which meant that this morning I got to spend time journaling and tidying up the house and just spending time with myself. I go back into the airport at 6 p.m., which is so much better than 6 a.m., so can't complain too much. But I did take the time to finish Anne, which is very relevant because, you guys, I wanted to sob at the end of this novel, and I couldn't, because there I was in the airport surrounded by my coworkers, and I was literally holding back tears. The ending, oh my gosh, guys, it just made me fall in love with Anne even more, with the series even more. It broke my heart. It put it back together, broke my heart again. And there have been, this is going to be the wildest comparison you're ever going to hear, but parts of this book remind me of Ranger's Apprentice. Stay with me, stay with me. Right, Ranger's Apprentice, not a romance novel, okay? We are following Will as he journeys to become a ranger, and we see him throughout his childhood and throughout adulthood, like, grow into the man that he becomes. So it's a coming-of-age story, very similar to Anne in that regards. But then there's, like, a sprinkle of romance that you get. The tiniest breadcrumbs that perhaps not even a mouse could pick up are set forth in this novel, and I am absolutely here for it. I love just disdain that Anne feels for this character, and then the begrudging respect that she comes to learn as well for this character. I'm so excited to read the rest of the series. I did end up ordering a box set of them, so they should arrive very soon, and I always say, like, oh, I'm gonna dive straight into it. I don't know if I will or not. Like, I hope to dive straight into it, but we'll see. I'm very much so mood reading in the coming months, especially when I'm flight attending. I do just pick up books that I want to without trying to stick to a very solid TBR. Anne was a delight. Having a ribbon bookmark while reading this book was a delight. Just every piece of this book was screaming 5 stars. So, of course, we gave Anne 5 freaking stars. And then as for Delicious in Dungeon, or Dungeon Meshi, I believe. I don't know if that's like the anime title or if it was like the original title and they changed it. I have no idea. But I did pick up and read this book as well, right after I finished Anne, actually. And I gave it a 4 stars. I'm not too picky when it comes to manga. There haven't been any that I've rated below a 3. 3 is like, I see some potential maybe, and it was kind of just 4 is like, it was good, but it didn't like captivate me immediately into the story. And then 5 is like, yes, this is everything. I love it. So this was kind of a 4. I was kind of bored the first couple of pages, which I only say like couple of pages because, again, this is a manga. It's a pretty quick start to get into, but I had trouble connecting to any of the characters until about halfway through. I started like really appreciating him, especially Senshi. He is hysterical, and he's the guy who is teaching this party of adventurers pretty much like how to cook these monsters. In the very, very beginning, like, again, the first few pages, Leos's sister gets eaten by a dragon, and so they're going to try to save her, and they're like, we don't have time, we don't have the money, we have to like hurry up and get back into the dungeon. So they're like, we'll cook the monsters. So it's just them in the dungeon, I guess, learning these different recipes. And I'm someone who really, really hates cooking, so maybe that's where it lost me a little bit, or I was bored in parts when they were like talking about recipe and like the preparation of the food. I was like, ugh, like, I don't care. So we'll see. I might peek and watch a couple episodes of the anime to see if maybe I enjoy it in that format more, but I don't see myself reading any more of the manga per se. And then as for Problematic Summer Romance, you guys, oh man, I don't even know like the last thing I told you guys about this book, but it was bad. It was bad. I don't know what it is about Ali Hazelwood's Not in Love series, but it just does not do it for me at all. So, I read Two Can Play, I enjoyed it, had fun. I was like, okay, yeah, no, I kind of missed Ali Hazelwood, you know? I knew Not in Love was a dud. Mate and Bride, I knew was not my thing, so I didn't even bother picking those up. So I was like, okay, like, we'll see how Problematic Summer Romance is. And it started out okay. Like I said, it was very classic Ali Hazelwood. These characters were so freaking annoying, you guys. Oh my gosh. Maya was so annoying. So Maya is 24 and she's pining after, in present day, this 38-year-old who does not act 38, which I've learned through my experiences. Most men do not act their age. However, this man flip-flopped from being like, Maya, I can't be with you because you're like young, you're like 24, you're a child, I can't do this, to like acting like a high schooler, like pining after her, like, Maya. I'm like, what if you both shut up? I think part of my problem of not enjoying this book had to do with the age gap situation. I don't know if I hate age gaps per se, but I think how Ali Hazelwood wrote this particular one was bad. Because I don't think that when you write an age gap romance, it should be brought up every second of every day in every single conversation and every single interaction that they had. Connor was literally like, Maya, you're a child. And Maya's like, I don't, what? Like, shut up. Whatever, you know? And I think with age gaps too, like, it depends on like circumstance, right? I don't think there's like a set amount of years where it becomes, well, I think there is a set amount of years where it becomes like questionable, but again, live your life, love who you want, do what you want. But this novel, man, like, all they talked about, there was like no personality. Okay, sorry, I hate not liking books because I feel like I like dig into them because I'm like, I really wanted to like it and then I didn't. But Maya did not have a personality outside of like being obsessed with Connor and wanting to be with Connor and Connor this and Connor that. And then Connor didn't have a personality outside of pushing Maya away, being like, Maya, I can't be with you. But at the same time, like, is obsessed with her. And they're both like in love with each other, but Connor's unwilling to pursue this relationship. Okay, it was bad, you guys. I didn't like it. Again, as with all books that I don't enjoy, if you like it, you've won, okay? This is my personal opinion, and my word is not law. Okay, so if you enjoyed it, I am so happy for you, and I would love to hear why you enjoyed it, what aspects you liked. I personally just did not enjoy this one, which I never am like too bent out of shape about not liking romance books because they are shorter reads. I get a little bit more peeved when fantasy books don't go my way just because they're longer, they're more of an investment. You spent all this time trying to learn and like understand this world and understand the world building and the magic systems and all of that. So then when I don't enjoy those, I'm like, dang it, like I spent all that time, all that investing, and what did I get out of it? Versus romances, I'm like, okay, so this particular love story didn't work for me. And I think that I just don't like age gap romances either. But again, I think Ali Hazelwood also handled this one pretty poorly. They did not have a personality outside of wanting to be with each other, but refusing to be together. But like, that was it. Like, who are these people? Why? So that is all I have for you for this vlog. I did not make it further than one chapter into A Clash of Kings. Honestly, not surprised. I will hopefully read the audiobook before my hold is up. I think the plan is to read the audiobook as like the main source of like reading through Game of Thrones because I think the audiobook is like really, really good. Oh, we're speaking of audiobooks. I think the audiobook narrators for Problematic Summer Romance did a really good job with some really poor material. So, you know, good on them. And I did end up giving Problematic Summer Romance 2 stars as well. I don't know if I mentioned that, but not my fave. But you know what? We had Anne of Green Gables to tide us over in this vlog, giving it a 5 freaking stars. Thank goodness. I loved Anne, and I cannot wait to delve more into her journey. Kind of a really random vlog in terms of all the different books that I picked up between the 2 romances, one being a novella. We had a children's classic. We had a manga. The high fantasy didn't really happen, but hey-ho. Books were read, and honestly, that makes me really happy. I've read so much this month, in part due to my flight attendant schedule and having a lot of time to read on trips, but I am so happy that I'm able to share this vlog with you all. I hope that you enjoyed, and I do hope to see you in my next one. Toodles!